grab the comfy chair. Notice I gave you guys all the hard-ass seats. I'd sit between you guys, Jeff and Jim, but I don't know, I'm afraid, man. I'm very afraid.
You should be more afraid of me.
We'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind. So we're sitting here with the Stone River. Is it the Stone River? It's not the Stone River Band. For some reason, I want to say that. I think of Tedeschi Trucks, Derek Trucks, Allman Brothers. I think of all that cool, gracious music that's been put out there, that stuff that has the soul and the feel. And that's what I think of when I think of Stone River. I heard your CD, Aaron brought it to my attention, and man, we've been playing the shit out of it. It's great.
Right. Really. It is. I just, ever since I've gotten it, I just listen to it all the time, and I can't stop listening to it. All my friends, yeah, absolutely. I just love sharing the words.
We're missing one mic, though. You got one there? Right on. Okay, pick that one up. All right,
There we go. So now we can hear them talk.
That's right, now we can hear everybody. We're streaming live around the planet.
That's right. Well, why don't we introduce everybody here? We're here with Ray, Jimmy, Jeff, Darren, and Sasha.
Perfect.
Perfect. So yeah, they're going to be playing tonight at the Trinity Lounge. They're going to be playing my first show of my Rock It Up Sarnia style summer concert series. I got about five shows set up for the summer, and these guys are playing the first show. So
and it's going to be ripping, rocking. I'm ready.
It's going to be rocking. Oh yeah, the Trinity is going to be rocking.
I don't know if they're going to have enough beer there tonight, guys.
No.
Is that going to be a problem?
And for all of you Rock It Up listeners, we're actually here with the president of Rock It Up. This is Darren Flower. What do you say?
President, founder, brainchild, if you want to.
Uh-oh, we're getting some looks here. You can't see this live while you're listening in, but we're getting some looks from the other bandmates on that brainchild.
Yeah, I try not to talk about it that much. But, yeah.
Darren, you have a show as well. You're in radio. Tell us a little bit about your show as well.
Well, it's on every Saturday between 1 and 3 on, well, I won't mention the competition because I don't want to take it away from Playfair, but
no, go ahead, you can
CFRAradio.com, and Jimmy actually used to be a co-host at one point for a while. It was really, really good, and yeah, so, we just try to play music that's not typically heard on commercial radio, and try to just keep it rocking.
Right up our alley.
I gave him a run for his money for sure. As he,
he's really good. Yeah, he's a great co-host.
Perfect.
There wasn't enough beer, so he left.
I like that. You got to have the one guy in there that's running shit on everybody, right? You got to have that happening, eh? That's you, Jim.
Well, I think we run a little bit of shit on everybody. Right?
Yeah.
They call a spade in this.
Well, hold on, isn't this a family-friendly station? Are you allowed to say the words like shit and...
well, you're not supposed to say a lot of the real bad ones, like the F-bomb is probably not appreciated, but,
fudge.
I don't think...
Let's keep it PG, Stevie. Let's keep it PG, okay?
PG, okay.
Hey, Stevie.
Is your mom listening, Darren? Is that why we got to go PG?
Yeah, she's watching right now. Anyways, let's not hijack this. I'll get this back to Aaron.
That's way cool. Now, where did you guys start out? Obviously, Darren, you're in the Toronto GTA area. Where are the rest of the band members from?
Well, actually, Jeff and Darren are from Mississauga.
Okay.
And I was living in Toronto. So actually, when I first met you guys, I was living North York. Yes, yeah. And then I moved to Toronto, though, right after I met these guys.
Cool.
So I'm from Toronto, these guys are from Saga, and then Jim just kind of spin all around the 401. Like, at some point he was in Burlington, then he was in Toronto for a bit.
He's out front of the Royal
There was no beer left anymore, so when the beer ran out, he moved to Grimsby, Hamilton, and then he's actually in Mississauga too now. Yeah. So yeah, and then Sasha's from Toronto as well.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So all the GT area, and you guys grew up in that area, and you're rocking it. It's fun. I know that this band recently has brand new members and some members who are founding members. Who are the newest members of the band?
Well, that would be Sasha, I think.
Sasha.
Yep.
There it is.
The guy, the young blood.
Yeah.
The young blood.
I'm the newbie. I'm the baby and the newbie at the same time. Oh, yeah, thanks.
Very cool.
Baby and the newbie at the same time.
Right on. And so now, being in Toronto, I lived there for about 12 years, and it's a fun place to be involved with because of the competition. You guys know as well as I do. There's a lot of bands fighting for that club, and you got to be on your game to get into that club. And then once you're in, you go, yeah, I got it. So you'd be playing the clubs, and it's a lot of fun. But one of the things that happens in Toronto is that there's a misconception A lot of people think, oh, they're playing Toronto, they're making tons of cash, man. Those bars are playing big bucks. What kind of money are you making in a Toronto bar?
It depends. It depends what level of negotiation.
Are they still doing the 75, $100 a man? How many guys in the band?
7,500? That's a good deal in Toronto.
See?
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing like the old, like the independent rock band, I saw Tom Wilson play for Change in a Bucket at the Cameron House.
Yeah.
They there was Dustin Bentall and the Casual Smokes, phenomenal band, one of the greatest writers this country's ever seen. This guy has just toured Canada twice, toured Europe, comes back, and we saw him play with Tom Wilson at the Cameron House. And there was no guarantee, nothing. They passed a bucket of
But it was full.
It was packed.
Totally
It was
full.
packed.
And Cameron House is a different monster.
Yeah, and mind you, that jar packed pretty good.
Right.
They probably.
It's good to see that. You know, one of the things that happens in this area, and it kind of puzzled me, and it also puzzled my wife. My wife grew up at Bayview and 401 area, so she's from Toronto, and I snatched her away and showed her the country life living. She's just a little bit crazier. No, she's a lot crazier than me to put up with it. But she grew up in Toronto, and one of the things about the people that do go out to a club in Toronto is they don't mind paying a $5 cover. They don't mind clapping and cheering you on when you've done some cool things. I took my wife to a bar just outside of Sarnia here. It's called Petroleum. And I brought her in and we saw this band, and they're an amazing band, just an amazing band. This guy's name was Roger Miniker. He rest his soul, R.I.P. He is not with us anymore, but he was a terrific blues man. And he was just knocking it down, had killer musicians playing with him. And we're in this pub, and there's got to be about 12 people, and of course half of them are playing pool. And they finished their first song right out of the gate, and it's just blowing me away. I'm just going, that was incredible. So my wife and I were clapping like crazy, and everybody in the crowd is not clapping, and they're looking at us like we got 3 heads. Like, what are you guys doing? Well, we're cheering this band on. He rips off a beautiful solo of the second song, and I'm like halfway through. Me and my wife were clapping. Yeah, that was freaking amazing. Everybody else is just sitting around looking at us. So it's a little bit of a different animal here. It's always nice to be up in Toronto because you do have some great fans in Toronto. The people that you're playing for really do dig music, and so I can see where the soul, you guys put that soul into your music and how that could shine in Toronto, man. I'd love to come and see you in Toronto.
Yeah, it's great. And we play at this venue called the Hideout a lot, and we've done a few gigs there at 3 a.m. Sometimes they start till 5 o'clock in Toronto, right? For music festivals, film festivals. Yeah. So those are fun nights for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
now, do you have what's the web page that we go to get merchandise from you, or to listen to your music, or to buy? How do we get in touch with Stone River?
You can go to our webpage, which has got all the social links and stuff. So it's stonerivermusic.com.
Stonerivermusic.com.
Yes,
awesome.
So you can find everything.
And who does all the booking for your band? You have a manager?
We did have a manager. He's still kind of helping out in the meantime, but right now we don't have a manager. We're kind of handling things on our own.
Right on.
But up to this point, it's been between him and myself, and sometimes Darren helps out as well.
Right on.
It depends on the nature of the booking, I guess.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, back when you, back recently, the first time I seen you guys actually play was at Bayfest in 2008, and that was opening for the Black Crowes, obviously.
Right, yeah.
Long story behind that. We won't get too far into it because I've told it a lot on the stream, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, you know, it was just, I know that was the first time I seen you guys, and ever since then I just been hooked, you know, it's just been amazing. And talk about something, what was your experience like with that? Wasn't, speaking of managers, wasn't Darren your manager at that time when you got that gig?
Manager?
Probably not a good idea if I would become a manager for anybody.
No, fair enough, fair enough.
Darren actually needs his own manager.
Manager, handler, keeper, aware of trouble, something like that.
Yeah.
Does it pay?
No.
It's a volunteer position.
Sounds good. Well, why don't we have you guys maybe play a tune and
Sure,
come back. We'll come back to the interview after.
Sure. Cool.
Sounds good.
Right on. Sounds good.
Yeah, to perform a song off of our first record, Valley of the Butterflies. This one's called Cold Black River.
All right.
Okay.
That is the Stone River Band.
The one and only.
It's just Stone River. For some reason, I want to have band at the end of that. It's that Tedeschi Trucks thing that just, man. That is cool. I'm listening to those lead harmonies, and it is just so Dwayne Allman. I see a slide perked up on top of that that mic stand there, and I'm thinking, when's that coming out? When's the slide coming out? Woo!
And that last song was actually from the new album Euphoria and Lovesick Blues, who you guys actually had the chance to have Christopher Thorne produce. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your experiences with him.
Well, why don't you maybe suggest maybe where Christopher Thorne comes from? Would you?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's start off with that. Christopher Thorne is actually the lead guitarist for Blind Melon and also AWOL Nation, who you may know the new song Sail, which is a pop hit sensation, we could say.
Yeah. Right. I guess you
can call it sure, yeah. For sure. So Christopher Thorne's part of Blind Melon. That's the better band, I would say. Anyways, I love Blind Melon. They're one of my favorite bands. And you guys had a chance to work with them. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I guess we'd have to let Ray field this one because he was the end with Christopher, I think, from the get-go. So, Ray, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, pal?
Sure, pal. I'll do that just for you. I met Chris in LA like years back. Was like kind of auditioning to sing for them, which didn't work out because I can feel that guy shoes. Shannon's a great singer. So, anyways, it didn't work out, but it turned out that they're big fans of our band, so we're looking for a producer for our next record. So I sent a few tracks to Chris and Brad actually, and they were both really enthusiastic about it. And there was talks of us going to LA to do it there with those guys because they actually produced a band called American Miner, which we're really fond of. Very southern rock type of band. I'm not sure if you know them. So yeah, and then it turned out that it would be better that Chris just kind of came up here. We recorded a studio called Chicasa. It's on Native Reserve, and we got legendary Nick Blagona on the on the engineering side
Tell
of
us a little
things.
bit about him. Who was
Oh,
in the
so
band
I can tell you stories that like
Okay, we're on a bit of a time-sensitive issue.
go off for days. I think I'm a fun guy. I mean, he's just
Nick's a sweet man.
sweet man. A lot of great stories. Just being around that guy, like I mean, he doesn't have to sit there and coach you how to do your stuff. He can just tell a story about his, you know,
Very true.
past with whoever, you know, like Ian Gillan from Deep Purple or whatever, and you just immediately you're like, I want to get in there and sing, man. After hearing that story, like, so yeah, it was very. They were both very influential on us. Actually, Chris was great. He was so positive. He was a bit scared that he was going to get taken out in the middle of nowhere, I think, but he got a bit of cabin fever. Yeah.
Whereabouts is the studio located again? You mentioned.
Yeah, it's in Oshwegan. Is it?
Oshwegan?
Oshwegan, yeah. So
Which is near Caledonia.
it's near
Caledonia, so that'd be like Hamilton area
Yeah,
for the.
exactly.
Yeah,
Close to
exactly.
Hamilton. Close to the Hamilton airport.
Yeah.
Right north up there. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. That is
I
amazing.
can only imagine. I would love the opportunity to meet someone like Chris.
Well, you're not going to get one, Aaron.
No.
You're stuck here at Playfair Music. You're not going to get. You're stuck here at Playfair
I'm here
Music.
at Stone River. That's enough for me.
Too much fun. Way too much fun, man. Now, you guys have come a long way from Toronto. You guys had car problems, right?
No, that
You had
was
some
we
car
were just trying to
problems.
make him sweat.
He was sweating. Do you know what he said? He says, "What kind of person sends me a text, says we got car problems, but doesn't call me? Like, I can help him. I can come out there and give him a hand." Isn't that right, Derek? They got you. They totally got you.
I was willing to change a tire and everything, get my hands greasy.
You were scoped. He had 4 mechanics on the line ready to help you guys.
He was.
That was
definitely
nasty mean.
Well, you're not loved in Stone River unless you're kind of like put on the spot, and we push each other's buttons in a very loving way, and I think that's our way of showing each other that we expect the best out of each other. So if we're not pushing each other and we're not pushing each other's buttons or making fun of each other here and there, then
And it comes across as a camaraderie. There's a chemistry that happens, and people that are listening right now that don't play an instrument, that are just music fans that love music. We love you for who you are because we need people like you to love music and to come out and support the shows. But for us musicians that get on stage, and there's a feeling, there's a zone, and when you look at the stage and you see your band performing in front of you, and that they're all just into the moment, you have no idea how that feels. I wish I could share some of that. I wish I had that little bag of sprinkle dust that I could share with all the people in the room. Because when you're on stage and it's clicking and it's feeling great, there's nothing better than that.
But you know what? They do share that with you because otherwise they wouldn't be there. So they in a different way. They're definitely sharing that little
moment.
sprinkle, the moment, right?
The
They're
moment,
feeling it in
the
a totally
feeling.
different way, and that's why you need people to love rock and roll the way they do. For us, it's. And we're the same. We're on both sides of the fence, right? We go to a great rock show and go to shows that band has been to Aerosmith. We love lots of great rock bands that are keeping rock and roll alive today. Like Rebel Sons is another band that we're very happy. And we go to those shows and we're like, oh my God, like look at this. This is great. And we gain inspiration by all kinds of different musicians and fans among us as well. So. But this year is definitely a family, a brotherhood, and it's evolved over years and years of trials and tribulations. And,
Feels good.
It does, feels good to do it, right? So.
Right on. Well, the album speaks volumes. The album comes together with a genuine feeling that you guys have put a lot of thought into it. The arrangements are really cool. The fact that you're playing it live, and you'll have to go to YouTube to watch some of the video, but I'm watching, Jim and Sasha communicate as a bass player and a drummer, and there's some shots that come in, and there's like it's almost like a triplet feel that you guys put in that one spot where it's da, 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 da. And when that comes together and you see that and feel that, it's wonderful that you guys, first of all, have the ability, the skill level to be able to play at that. but also to be able to pull that off live and enjoy it every time. You know, it's wonderful.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what
Dynamics are definitely important in every band, and I think some bands, you know, you have to have a strong understanding about that. You know, especially the rhythm section, but not only the rhythm section. It's like everything has its right place. You know, great music has got air to it. You know, there's a lot of music that's made, and everybody's wants to like just put as much as they can in there. Where you know, where we kind of take a step back and go, okay, well, does this need it? Does it not? You know. Letting a song breathe and kind of create itself, you know, you end up becoming just a beacon, and that's, I think, like with Euphoria and Lovesick Blues is kind of the direction we took with that is, you know, it almost started to have a life of its own, and ended up directing us to where it wanted to go after we planted the seeds.
I couldn't agree with you more, Jim. That's an amazing way to put that. A song actually finds itself. You know, it's an idea, it's a moment, and then it blends, and then you know you've got a fantastic guitar player like Jeff who's throwing some stuff down, and that inspires you to try something else. And Sasha thinks, "Wow, that's a cool." You know, I understand how that works, and it's wonderful. Now, one of the things that the audience that's listening right now should understand is that you guys walked in here and you're not even playing all of your gear. You're playing the back line of Playfair music. So we've mismatched. We've ran through the complex 3 times and grabbed a snare and a cymbal and a stand and a hi-hat. And you guys are playing
Frankensteining it.
Frankenstein. And it sounds great because you guys obviously have to go do a show tonight and get set up. And so you got a trailer full of gear. And I just think it's wonderful that as professional musicians, you come in here and we put it together, and it's like, yeah, we can make this work. And out front, it's sounding amazing. Now, if you could pass the mic.
Yeah, you know what? I was just going to suggest that Jeff has always been, you know, the tone guru of the band. He's since day one, the guy is just known as Geary. Come in, oh Ray, I gotta tell you.
That's why he grabbed his hand.
Yeah.
See, he did bring his hand.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta bring in the Z. So as far as Stone River tone, I definitely have to pass this one on to Jeffrey Boy here. Here you go, pal.
Well, Jeff, I noticed you brought in a head that I'll let you talk a little bit about, but I'm also intrigued. You've got some really cool guitars, and when you switch guitars for the second song, which our listening audience doesn't understand that, but you did switch guitars, and the different tone that you had is exciting for that song. So talk a little bit about the gear that you brought with us and how what you've done with the amplifier. We've got Jerry Chevalier's little Marshall mini stack, but you've added to it. Tell us a little bit about what you've done with all this music.
Okay, so you had a Marshall head that you had on top of there. It was just, I don't know, I'm just very finicky with what sometimes.
Tone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And just the Marshall was just a little, there was some crackling happened. So I just had my small little comp.
Marshall tone.
Yeah, it's your Marshall tone. So I just pulled my Dr. Z KT45 out of the trailer and just threw it on. It's very small too, so it doesn't weigh much.
Yeah, it looks like a toaster.
Yeah.
We're going to be cooking, that's breakfast lab. That's the toast coming out of there this morning.
And in terms of everything else, it's just, when I pick up a guitar, or anybody else picks up a guitar, you just feel different inspiration, I think.
So the guitars that you brought in, just name the guitars that you brought in.
So I have a Gibson Les Paul Standard, and I have a Gibson Blues Hawk, which I just got fixed. The headstock broke on it after a show. It was outside, we were loading it in, it fell flat on it.
Oh.
We also brought it overseas as well when we played, and I think that I didn't detune.
What kind of pickups do you have in your guitar? Are they custom pickups, or are they the standard that the guitars ship with?
So the Gibson Blues Hawk, it has P90s in it, but I changed the bridge pickup out to a Lawler P90, which is a great pickup. And the Gibson is just standard Gibson pickups, standard humbucking pickups. And then I also have a Gibson Les Paul 1957 Junior reissue, which I just picked up. So
I know I was drooling on that one. If there's slobber on it, Jeff, it's mine. I apologize for that.
And I must admit that the people at Gibson are very nice to us. Thank you, Gibson, because they help us out.
Big shout out to Gibson. Thank you very much.
They help us out when we need to borrow some things, and they can sometimes help us out.
Is that all the guitars in your arsenal, or is there like 30 at home? Are you
No,
one of those
no,
pigs
no,
that have like 25 guitars at home?
No, I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. But you know what? It's just a board. You know, sometimes it's just a board with strings. You know, but everything has its own character and own life to it, and that's the cool thing about picking up guitars. We were at a pawn shop actually today, and I was actually, gonna buy something I probably shouldn't have. They had like a 1965 Fender Duo Jet there that had been sitting there for 7 months, and we went and talked to the guy, and we got it down to a good price. But then with the magic of technology and iPhones, we're able to go online and figure out that, well, maybe it wasn't such a good deal.
Yeah, you could probably get it $150 cheaper. That's all right.
So we won't be going back there tomorrow. If the guy's listening, sorry, we won't be going. Sorry, if you put it behind the camera for me, because we said we'd be going back tomorrow morning.
They'll be behind that.
One less person out of the show tonight.
Yeah. So now you guys are going to be set up and doing a sound check about 9 o'clock at the Trinity Lounge. There's 4 bands, and your spot is somewhere around midnight or 12:30ish, something like that.
12:30 they'll be going on around 12:30.
Right on. Now tell us a little bit about the other bands that are happening. Not to take away from Stone River, but there are lots of bands that will be out there.
We should field that one to Darren, because of the radio show. He's definitely interviewed a lot of these bands on his show down in Mississauga chapter. So why don't you field that, pal?
Yeah, and actually Darren's actually one of the ones who's helped me out with a lot of the bands for this concert series. So
Yeah, but I mean, you put in a lot of work too. I don't want to take too much credit away from you.
Hey, no problem, man. I'll let you take this one away, especially. Yeah.
Well, okay.
I'll let
You
you take
guys.
This romance thing going on.
Give him a hug. Should I switch seats so you can sit next to each other?
Here, I'll pass the mic over.
Well, I spend a lot of time online looking for cool music from all over Ontario and all over Canada and all over the world, and I've come across a lot of really good bands. And as it turns out, the boys in the Zillies, they're now christened the Zillies for a couple of years actually, they used to be in this great band called Dean Liquor, and they actually got a chance to open up for many great bands, but they played Sarnia Bay Fest 2009, opened for Kiss. The year after that, Stone River played, opened up for the Black Crowes. So we've known them for a couple of years. They're hardworking kids. They're not really kids, but they're good dudes, and they're very skilled musicians and great people. And so I forwarded Aaron a lot of great bands to look into, and he pieced it together.
And also, a side note, we should also mention that. Sorry, we should also mention that Xander Lamoth, who plays in the band, is Rob Lamoth's son. Rob Lamoth actually helped us with our first record a little bit too. Cool. So there's a lot of connecting going on with musicians, which is cool.
I checked out that record. The Valley of the Butterfly is what it's called. It's a great album, and definitely worth checking out.
He's actually on tour right now in Europe, so I thought I'll just help him out and plug his stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob. You're awesome.
And I heard you guys actually talking about going overseas. Let's talk a little bit about that. You guys been overseas, and I've heard you guys have planned overseas trips for the future. And tell us a little bit about that.
What would you like to know?
Well, where did you go? Where did you go when you went overseas? I heard Jeff say something about going overseas.
Well, like the first the stint was in Cannes, France, and it was for the Cannes, for the Madame Festival. I'm gonna pass this one over to Ray, because I was kind of on a little hiatus doing my own thing there. But we've been to a few places.
So you're drunk.
Well, no. Let's get Radioland out there. Let's. I do enjoy the drink just as much as the next member of Stone River. So never mind. We should kind of.
He was doing volunteer work.
I was doing volunteer work. I was, stone
sober.
He's
volunteering in the Philippines to help out some people.
He's building schools.
But no, Ray, why don't you tell us about Europe and the festivals that Stone River is definitely.
Well, there's not that many actually. We went for a few showcases over there. We went to Camp to Midem, which is a music. Well, it's not a music festival. It's a trade show for all the labels and stuff to gather around. Cool. But we had an opportunity to showcase with Canada Glass, who've been very nice to us. They actually took us over to Reeperbahn in Germany, which was great. It was great time. If you're not familiar with Reeperbahn, just type Reeperbahn, just look at the images that pop up. That's where Paul McCartney and John Lennon actually started before the Beatles became Beatles. And they lived on the Reeperbahn for like 2 or 3 years, and they never left. And then that's right. So it's a music strip and music and many more simple things.
You must tell them though, if you do not have willpower, maybe the Reaper Bond St. Pauli district is not for you.
It is. I mean, I've had Canadian musicians kind of come off bands and just go. It's like, we're gonna go to hell. Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, there's some of the streets, men under 18 and women are not even allowed in. Just to let you know, if you ever go there, it's for the family. Yeah, and they're actually gated. They're like wooden gated streets, so you gotta go through and. Anyways, so we played the showcase there. So we have a tour that's planned and being planned for January to February over in Europe. It's almost 100%. Right now we got about 20 gigs booked. We're trying to fill those spots up. We're gonna be there for about like 5 to 6 weeks. So yeah, it should be fun.
Cool. You guys also went to the red light district, if I'm not. No. Alright.
That's what we were talking about with the St. Pauli's district.
Yeah, that would be St. Pauli district. It's literally like Bangkok for Europeans, right? In Europe.
Window shopping only, just to be clear.
Well, there's actually a lot of street vendors, but we won't get
we call them the streetwalkers.
Yeah.
Vendor.
So you guys are going to play another song for us, and then we're going to be able to go check you out at Trinity Lounge, which is on Christina Street North. I think it's 146 or 149.5 Christina Street North. Check it out, get down there. The's going to be 4 bands. Stone River is just one of them. And $10 is worth the price of admission just to see this band. You got to check it out. The guys are getting all warmed up here at the Playfair Music Complex. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to us. And please share the stream. Share our site with everybody you can. We are growing and we love local, including the GTA. We like the people out of Detroit. We have friends in Port Huron. We do not have a border. Just because the 49th parallel is running down the middle of that river, we are still your brothers over here in Canada, and we love you just as much as we do the guys from Toronto. So let's keep music real, let's have fun, and let's come out and support our local talent. These guys have written an amazing album, and in my opinion, you guys are going to storm them when you go to Europe. I really look forward to it. And when you're there, if we could Skype us, we'll do a little interview from...
Sure, absolutely.
It would be very cool to keep in touch with you guys as you guys progress and do your thing on the road. We love that you took the time out to come and hang with us. Aaron, I want to thank you for all your hard work and your effort. Big round of applause for Aaron. Yes, sir.
Thank you. And actually, before we go any further, I was going to wait till later on in the night to do this, but the boys actually got in touch with me before the show happened, and they told me that Ray's birthday is actually coming up.
Oh,
he's being bashful now.
Happy birthday to you.
25. Okay, so
Happy
Ray's
birthday to you.
But we do have something for you, Ray. I'm going to bring it out right now.
But she has her clothes on. And she has her clothes on, so don't get too excited. This is a PG show, right?
It's PG.
That's it. He's going somewhere. Oh, he's coming back with it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ray. Happy birthday to you. Hey, that's the album cover.
That's literally the coolest cake I've ever seen in my life.
Kudos to you.
That's incredible. Show that to the camera. Show that to the camera.
We've got to turn that around. Bake Me a Cake, just down the street here on Mitten Street. They're wonderful. They're one of the ones that support Playfair Music and advertise with us. So big shout out to Amy and Gord.
Wow.
Gord, who's a drummer. Her husband's a drummer who I sat in with his band. They do a country show called Cornerstone. And they're just wonderful people. We sat here at the complex until 4 in the morning drinking our brains out one night. And he makes the most amazing bread. If you guys make it here on a Friday night, Friday morning, 11 a.m., he can actually bake you amazing bread. Look at that. Very cool. I'm going to go back into the other control room and get set up because they are going to do one more number, right? Can we get one more at least?
One more.
Sure. Right on. And then we're going to be off to the Trinity Lounge to get set up for an amazing show.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you.